Dale in Daily Life by Dale Carnegie. Chapter 2, Creating a Positive Mental Attitude. Adopt a healthy lifestyle. It is vital for all of us to balance out our lives, to make room for things other than work. This won't only produce happier and more satisfying personal lives, almost inevitably, it will also make people more energetic, more focused, and more productive at work. Walter A. Green, the chairman of Horizon Conference Services, likens a balanced, productive life to a several-legged stool. Too many people, Green believes, have only a single dimension to their lives. They are focused around the clock on their careers. In my experience, all too often, this one-dimensional perspective continues throughout one's life. Green says, what I would urge is what your life to be several-legged stool, with a dimension for your family, another for your friends, your avocations, your health. I have seen many examples of people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s whose professions or careers did not materialize as they had expected. This spells trouble for those whose lives have been one-legged stool. This is a problem even for highly successful people. At some stage in your life, Green continues, you will want something else. It is possible to begin to develop friendships, interests after middle age. But watch a 50-year-old learn to ride a bicycle for the first time. It's not a graceful sight. I don't think it's possible to be a great manager or a great executive without being a total person, says Andres Navarro, president of Sonda SA, a Chilean computer systems company that does business in North and South America. Navarro has an apt analogy. If you want to be an athlete, maybe to throw the javelin, it's not enough to have the strongest arm. You need the whole body to be strong. And if you want to be a great leader, you need all parts of your life to be strong and intact. You see, explains Navarro, a good executive who makes great decisions and makes money in the company but doesn't get along with his wife, his children, and other people in general is missing a crucial part of life. If you want to grow and be a good leader, you've got to be a complete man or a complete woman. And the most important part of it is your family. At Michael and Nancy Crum's home outside San Diego, Saturdays are always reserved for that. As Nancy grabs a few last minutes of sleep, Michael and daughter Nicole make pancakes, Nicole's favorite meal. The two of them go out to the garden, where they check on the strawberry plants, water the flowers, and feed the birds. He tells her stories from the life of Nikki Nicole and Belinda McIntosh, the make-believe characters the two of them have invented. We do that every Saturday, whether I've been traveling or I've been in the office, Michael says. Watching the joy in her eyes keeps me joyful too. Wolfgang Smith of Rubbermaid takes a walk with his family most nights. It would be unusual if we didn't go out for a walk. Smith explains, if our older sons are there, they go with us. The little guy always goes with us because he lives at home. We go out for 40 minutes, an hour, whatever, just walking around. We do it no matter what the weather. Smith also makes a point of spending time alone. Just physically doing something is therapy. Raking leaves, cutting wood, and planting trees. Any chore is therapeutic. Bill Makahila-Hila at SGS Thompson makes time for himself every day, even though it means getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Makahila-Hila explains his practice of pre-dawn rising. I'm busy all day. I'm always here until 7 or 8 in the evening, and I know I need to be here in the morning. I don't know why, but I've just gotten to the point where I am in deep meditation in the mornings. It's so quiet. I can stretch myself, be creative, read or reflect on my day. The benefits are immediate. When I've done that, he says, I begin to have peace of mind and self-confidence, even in the midst of the deepest problems that I know I'm going to have to face that day. Corning's David Luther runs. He also vacations with his wife and son 4 times a year, skiing or beachcombing. He makes sure he reads things that have nothing to do with work. And when all else fails, I just go out and sit on the deck and watch the hawks. Once you've analyzed how to enjoy your leisure time, bring some of that spirit into work. Whoever said the office has to be a depressing place? Enjoy the climb before the mountaintop. What is always appropriate at the office, at home, on the road, wherever you happen to find yourself, is to keep real balance in your life. As Fleet Financial's John Robinson says, there are many ways of getting involved in outside activities. Every time you get involved in outside interests, it adds balance. Whether it's church-related, civic-related, or school-related. I just try to avoid extremes, I guess. Singer-songwriter Nell Sedaka had 2 close friends growing up in Brooklyn. A young couple who had a great ambition in their lives, but always just loved to have a good time. Over the years, they both achieved tremendous professional and financial success. But they lost something along the way. It was the balance they once knew in their lives. Sedaka wrote a song about his friends, which turned into a giant hit. The song was called The Hungry Years. They struggled to hit the top, Sedaka recalls, success and money, but they finally did it. They discovered that they missed the times when they were just getting started, when they were hanging out in the old neighborhood, when they were building a life together. It's like, I want that $5 million home, but you finally hit it. You actually get to move in, and after a couple of months, you say, is this all? Is this it? You miss those years that you did things together. You've lost some of the pleasure and balance in your life. There's nothing wrong with material success, but that alone is not enough to sustain a happy life. How can you start balancing your life? The first step is to change your attitude. You've got to stop thinking of time for your family, for exercise, for the leisure as wasted time. Achievers often feel they need to apologize for leisure time. Try to rid yourself of that thought. Relaxation is not a dirty word. This leads to the second step in the process. You have to make time for leisure activity. Most of us are overcommitted. Perhaps it's time to reevaluate priorities. Make a decision to devote as much energy to planning your leisure time as you devote to planning your workday. The third step is to act. Do something. Get involved in the activities that are not work-related. They will leave you happier, healthier, and more focused, and as a result, a better leader. Consistently high performance comes from a balance between work and leisure. That ends the second chapter. Now let's go to the points to remember. There are 3 points that we have to take note of. First, attaining a balanced life is more productive and satisfying. That's why it's called balance. It's two-dimensional. Only a good person can be a good leader. You can never fake it in the long run. You have to be a good person inside to your family and to your office. And lastly, achieving a reasonable balance between work and leisure is the greatest challenge. It's the greatest challenge of all that we all have to make it. Thank you for listening. Until our next reading.